Okay, we're going to make a subclass to show people how to make subclasses. And the one we're going to use is the Anthem. And that is a rogue. And it's going to auto pick the ones we want, standard for a subclass. You have other options, but we're going with subclass. We'll talk about other stuff later. We're going to choose empty subclass. You could also choose ones that already exist, but again, we want empty for ease of use. And say OK. Tab over to my notepad to grab the description. For level, I'm going to have a couple of features we're going to need to put in here. And we're going to make use of some cool features that Shard has. So if a feature for a class or background or whatnot already exists and your account has access to it in some way, shape, or form, then you'll get a little light bulb for suggestions. I typed in Whispers of the Dead, haven't put anything else. No description, nothing, just let's look and see what we got. Oh, look. Now this occurs because, particularly here, is because we have an import library that sits in the back end of Shard that was created to help people if they're importing their characters from D&D Beyond. So we're going to make use of that. So we could click the hourglass, but the magnifying glass, and it just tells you, hey, look, gives you just the basic information about it. So it gives you the flavor text. So you can look at it and be like, yeah, I think that's what I want. But now we can click here. And what do we want to do? We want to grab all of it. So let's go, now that we've told it, yeah, copy that. Let's go look at it. So now it's got stuff already set up in it. We've got a use that's set up for a short or long rest, and then has a toggle effect. So you can read the text. Whenever you finish a long or short rest, you can do these things. All right. Skill proficiency. Pick any skill. Or tool proficiency. Pick any tool. And it lets you grab anything, any tool. Well, that looks good. I'm just going to cancel out of everything. All right. Let's go to our next feature. That's going to be third level. We got Wails from the Grave. The score here is, it's basically a compatibility score. If you type in a common feature, that score range will change, and you'll have a dozen or so entries. If you were to pick something like extra attack, fighter gets it, some other things get it. Some third-party options might have it if they're giving extra attack to a subclass for a core, to their flavor of a subclass for a core class. So it's just kind of a score that says, hey, this is what matches. Now, if you have text inside of your feature, it'll match it a little bit more. But we're going to say, yeah, Wails from the Grave. Let's see what Wails from the Grave looks like. Uses, proficiency bonus. After a long rest, no additionals. Usage name. This is important because there's probably going to be other features they're going to call onto it. So you can use what's known as in shards, known as a named value. You can create your own named values. And then our user action is actually going to consume one count. And here's a common thing here. It's going to do sneak attack d6 minus sneak attack divided by 2. So this is what helps with things that round up. Because common thing to happen, right, is if you in D&D is when you divide by something, you round down or truncate, to the nearest integer. But if the feature says round up, well, then you have to figure out how to round up, and this is actually an easy way in Shard to do it. I have a whole explanation of how to do that on Shard's Discord and about the math of it. But we're going to save that. And we're going to go look at this. All right, next thing is going to be tokens of the departed at 9th level. Oh, look at that. Light bulb popped back up because I was typing. And we're like, yeah, we want that. And just to finish stuff out, all right, then that was 9th level. Then at 13th level, we have Ghost Walk. I'm going to grab that. And then 17th level, we have Death Kneel. And here you can see your scores. Let me tab back over to my notepad to see if I spelled that. What's going on? Deathwalk. Yeah, it's called Death Kneel. Let's see what this Death Friend says. Maybe I'm using an older version of the Phantom. I copied it off the internet. I just copied the text. Let's go with this and see what we get. Yep, it's the same information. I'll copy and paste what I got off of the internet so y'all can see it. So basically, it's the same thing. All right. So we'll delete that. We'll keep this one. And that should be it. And we save. Now, let's just go make a new character. And we'll call it test. And then we're going to class. And we're going to pick the rogue. Be like, yes. And then we're just going to be like, oh, we're going to be level 20. Sounds good. Boom. Grab our level options. Down to 3rd level for a roguish archetype. And here we go. Phantom. And we're going to select. And say good. We're not going to worry about all this other stuff. We're not caring about the additional skill identifiers. We'll give ourselves some some numbers here. Be like, okay. That way we have varying ability scores. Now look at all this. We have a character sheet, and we've got all these things that can happen. Let's go give ourselves a weapon because we didn't pick a weapon. We're just gonna give ourselves off the yeah. And we'll grab a couple daggers because why? We're a rogue. And now we've got them equipped. Let's go up to the top. Oops, shut on to actions. All right. So look, here we go. Got our primary. You note that we're getting our bonus for our primary hand, and we're not getting damage bonus, or for our offhand, as it should be per the rules. Let's hit that long rest button. Because we have a +2 to our dex. Alright, so let's say we want a sneak attack. Oh, now we get our 10d6 added. Shazam. Let's say we need to use our Whispers of the Dead. Click that button, what do we get? We get to select an option. Oh, WFD, Whispers of Dead. Okay, so take skill proficiency and be like, oh, what skill do you want? And you can pick all of those. Or let's say we were to go, no, I want tools. Now you've got all the tools. You'll note that it grayed out these tools because it probably assumes that we probably have the proficiency in these tools already. Oh, you can see up here, proficiency with the thief tools. So it grays it out. I could still select it, but it grays it out just to let you know that you already have it. Let's say, oh, we're gonna do some dice. We're gonna make some money on the street corner. Hit activate. Oh look, now we have. Let's do dexterity check because we're gonna try to roll some shiesty dice. Oh, boom. Now let's say I don't have that anymore. Oh, there goes our check. Anyways, so I'm gonna do ghosts. Let's see ones that work. Tokens of the departed. Let's say I burn my ghost walk. 10 minutes happens, it ends. I no longer have ghost walk, but I want to burn a token of the departed to get ghost walk back. I'm gonna hit use. Burns up a token of departed. We get to use ghost walk back. Same happens for Whales of the Grave. Let's roll some whales from the grave and be like, ka-chow. And then let's say we use it all up. Oh, no more uses. Oh, but we're going to use a token of the departed. Burns up another token of departed. And I get to use the Whales of the Grave back. Let's ask a spirit a question. Use the stuff up. Alright, so that's kind of how it works. Also, you got things like if you're going to use your cunning action, that comes from your basic rogue stuff. Same for Stroke of Luck. And we can read it. That's it, guys. Really easy. If you're working with stuff that already exists, there's Shard actually has a back end system called an import library, and I think almost all content is modeled. So if you type in the name of the feature in a class, a background, a race, click that light bulb,